Yeah. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, you is looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, stress, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Someone said that I was up next. I said I'm up now with no mean of disrespect. I don't be at the gym, so I don't need to.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're live here. Me and my co-host, CMC.
Yes, sir.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Great. Looking forward to it.
Feeling good?
Yes, sir.
Always feels good after a win, huh?
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get into the scores real quick, but I wanted to promote a couple tournaments just for anybody who hasn't seen. Ben, you got those photos ready? Which one are you throwing up first here?
The bird one.
Flip the Bird. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't got a team and you want to get a team in, Flip the Bird Media is putting on a 4-on-4 tournament. If you're looking to play some 4-on-4, try it out, have some fun, this is the event to do. So reach out to Patty Nelson or myself, and I'll get you in touch with who you need to get to. All right, throw up the next one. Next one is Draft League in Bedford, or Draft Tournament in Bedford. Tamble Time and Nasty Boys are running one. We've done a few over there. Always a good time. We do USA flag rules, and it's a draft style. If you want to be a captain, let me know. If you just want to enter in as a player, hit me up. Let me know. Should be a good time. It'll be after. It'll be a Sunday after Draft League, so anybody here can make it. We start at 4. So, all right. We're going to move on to, we're going to start recapping our games. We got a lot to talk about. I have, first game on the docket, I had Boston Busters and Beer Hunters. Beer Hunters getting the big win, 48-18. Were you able to catch any of this?
Yeah, I watched a bunch of the games online, so I got some stuff written down for everything. So I'll start off. Eric looked great. He showed great patience. I think in the past, he might have just taken a lot of deep shots. And from watching this whole game, he took a few, right, when it was necessary. But he played very patient, taking check downs on blitzes. So he played solid for sure.
He definitely took what was given. And the deep shots, not once did I watch that game and go, I wouldn't have taken that shot. You know what I mean? I didn't disagree with any of the deep shots. Some of them didn't connect. Some of them did. But, yeah, I thought he very strategically took his deep shots intelligently, to be honest.
Yep.
But, yeah, no, good game for Beer Hunters. We saw the full potential of that offense, in my opinion, that I do speak highly of because I do think it's very good. But we also saw that defense ran by Lazo Sr. and how good that defense can be.
Yeah, just as we projected. He'd make some changes, switch some stuff around, and it seemed to work. On the Busters side of the thing, I think they're having a little issue, like, finding their identity. Like, at one point, I saw 3 different people throwing the ball. And, I mean, if it works, great. I don't think that's something I would implement, but I think you kind of got to find the guy and stick to it and let it rock and develop that way. So we'll see what happens on that going forward. What do you think about playing multiple quarterbacks?
So, some people, they say, like in hockey, if you have 3 goalies, you have no goalies, If you have 3 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. I tend to disagree. Now, I think they ran a lot, which in the stats I think we can see. Switching it up and making teams guess is not always a bad thing. I don't think you can just freelance and do it. I think if you come up with good plays, everybody knows what they're doing. You can't just have, in my opinion, drop back here and let's see what happens. No, I think if you have 6 guys on the same page doing something, I think it could work for sure. So it could get real interesting if they start coming up with some good plays and some good schemes that work for the multiple quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't knock it out completely. I know some people disagree. I mean, yeah, if you have like a myself back there, yeah, I'm not a good second running quarterback. I'm not, I'm never going to throw the ball back and go out for, a pass and light up the cameras. But
Yep.
I think with those guys, it could. They're both good receivers. They both can run. They're big guys, and they got other guys that they can implicate in that. But I don't think this game's very indicative of who Boston Busters are. I think they're a better team than the score. But hats off to Beer Hunters. I think they played this game really well, top to bottom, kind of dominated.
Absolutely.
You got anything else on that game?
No, that's all the stuff I had written down for that.
Okay. At the same time, we had Entity and Colt 45. Oh, do you remember who you picked for the last week to win?
Oh, yeah. Beer Hunters.
Yeah, I took Beer Hunters too.
So we're both 1-0 here.
Well, you kind of skeezed out on this one because you didn't pick this one.
Yeah, I did not.
All right, I took Entity over Colt 45, and I was wrong. Colt 45 with the 48-28 victory. You want to open us up on this one?
I mean,
I can if you want.
yeah, I mean, go for it.
I thought you did a great job of a lot better play calling. Obviously, the ongoing joke for a week was, well, is Pat going to be there? Is Pat, do we have Pat? Even the captain's chat, like it was kind of an ongoing joke. But there's some truth to that joke. Pat really took over this game. He had, what, 5 or 6? 6 touchdowns? Oh, yeah, because double hat trick on your ass. I remember that call. You guys seem to have an instant connection. Right off I think it was the first drive, he had 2 drops, I believe. Yeah. After that, It was like money the whole way. And he is such a great receiver. And I alluded to you having probably the best rainbow throw in the league. And if you just give him time to get under it, it's a very difficult matchup for any corners. And he was beating some good corners, in my opinion, on Entity. I thought your defense played well after not playing well week 1. Yeah. I thought the defense played very well and got some stops when they needed. And, unfortunately for Entity, I think frustrations got the better of them that game. And when you're not playing level-headed and they weren't necessarily fighting with each other, but there was frustrations with each other. It hurts. And early turnovers and late turnovers just killed Entity that game. But, you guys played a great game, and I thought you guys came out, handled business the way you needed to.
Appreciate it.
All right, Guardians, Boomamania. Who'd you take this one?
Let me check. Boom. I took Boom here.
I took Boom as well. Boomamania getting the victory with 43 points over Guardians 27. Jacob Lapointe hurt his hand. Who's the kid that broke his nose?
Kimball. I think his name's Kimball.
He actually, once he came back, he's a good player.
Yeah.
Is this his first time in this league?
Yeah, I think he's a rookie. We scrimmaged them, and that kid took maybe 2. He loves that RPO stuff. Lapointe.
Yeah.
He took like 2 full field touchdowns on us, like first play of the drive. Just they handed him the ball and he just took off. Shifty. I was gonna say my only question was how could he handle contact, but clearly if the kid gets his nose busted up and keeps grinding the whole game, then he's with the shit. So he's definitely a kid to watch out for.
Yeah, I was actually impressed watching the live. I didn't watch it live. I watched the live. Boomamania looking good as always. What's the matter, Ben?
No, just make sure the right thing was unmuted. We do have a comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
John Garcia says, Ben, you're crushing it this episode too.
It's funny how you brought up the one comment that somebody mentioned you. You haven't said we had a comment in 2 hours.
We had an agreement before this.
Yeah, did you? What, to ruin Steve's show?
No, to make my show better.
Yeah. But now Boomamania's defense looking tough. And they came out the game. They obviously game plan. Dante had a lot of targets and a lot of catches last week 1. I believe he only had about 2 catches on 5 targets. They really kind of took him out of the offensive game there. They play tough, those guys.
I think I wrote this down. Also, you had a comment last week that they had to shut Dante down, and it seems like that was on point with what they tried to do and what they succeeded doing. And another thing I'll add, that Kimball kid also had a catch over 3 dudes for a touchdown coming right out of half. That was, I don't know if you saw that one, but
Oh, yeah.
that was electric.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched it earlier today. Sheena had a good game. But the reason I said that about Dante is that game 1 with Guardians seemed like the focus for the offense was through Dante. Either he was the first look or design play, almost every play. And obviously, Boom Mania did their research and tried to take that away as much as possible, and it did. And it looked like it hurt Guardians. They weren't executing on 4th downs. Jacob looked frustrated. I know it's a 2-score game. There was still some chances Guardians could have made a run. I know they got a good turnover when they needed, whether it was turnovers on downs or a pick. But I know it put them in a decent spot, and they just could not execute.
Yeah, I think they actually had 2 picks and didn't end up capitalizing on either of them, which could have been a huge momentum swing. If you get a turnover on downs or like any of these turnover on downs where you get the ball, I actually messed this up. We got the ball second drive of the game, our second drive on offense. We got the ball 5 yards from the first down, and I didn't get a first down. So stuff like that can kill you. I mean, luckily we got away with it, but if you can force turnovers and not get points out of it, that's going to be a crusher for sure.
Riley's saying it was 1 turnover. 1 turnover and another turnover on downs, or no? Riley trying to say you scored every drive but 1. I mean, it might make sense. It's possible for sure. But I felt that there was... I remember in the game there was a big turnover, and Guardians had a chance to go down and execute and really make a close game.
I'll go back and watch the film again and talk to Riley about it.
Yeah. And you took Boom, too? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Honey Badgers, Wolfpack. We had Wolfpack getting the win, 46-39 over Honey Badgers. Turned out to be a very good game. Who'd you pick here?
I took Wolfpack.
Yeah, so did I.
Did you film this one?
I did.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I watched this one.
I did.
I don't know anything about it.
Honestly, I thought Vidge threw great. Not perfect. I know he had a mistake. I think it was either the onside kick or something where he held onto the ball for 7 seconds, got the call, and at that point in time, there's no point in not throwing it. You're turning over the ball regardless. Yeah. So even if you throw a pick, you're still giving your team a chance. And I felt that's maybe, one of those little things a new quarterback kind of has to learn. He threw very well. Ben, what did go to Honey Badger stats? What did
Yeah, final score was 53-45. Vidge threw in the comments.
53-45?
Yeah.
That's not the one I was given.
Yeah, that's not the one that I was given originally, but Dome corrected it on the Facebook thread I posted.
So it ended up being a 8-point game. So still 1-score game. I mean, I had a 1-score here, but yeah.
Yeah.
What? Huh?
One of their passers had a 100% completion rating.
Who?
Greg.
Greg 1 for 1.
Oh,
probably.
Greg, yeah. What did Greg have for receptions this game?
Yeah, had 13 receptions for 16 targets. So.
Yeah, so another game where he's in a, Yeah, I felt they threw to Greg a lot, and rightfully so. I never get the impression with Greg that you're forcing him the ball.
No.
You know what I mean? Because he's open. He's a go-to player and a game changer, but I never get that impression. And a lot of targets, and rightfully so.
Yeah, a passing TD and a rushing TD.
Okay. What were my favorite Jordan Padermo's stats for Wolfpack? Wolfpack. Yeah, what was his final? He had a great game. Him and Ciampa, instant connection.
6 touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, threw 83% and 5 extra points.
Did you write that down?
Yeah,
Yeah, I have my QB of the week stuff up here.
Yeah, 6 touchdowns.
Oh.
1 rushing touchdown as well, so 7 total.
Yeah, no, he played great. Lights out. Definitely a quarterback of the year candidate
On the D side, he had he had
one-handed
a
pick.
Yeah, he had a two interceptions, and one of those
It's a pick six, right?
Your turn, yeah. So he had 8 touchdowns.
Yeah. Yeah, Stevie's just putting in the chat now. Yeah, no, great game by Jordan. It was a good game all around, high scoring, and I liked it. I don't think either team has a bad defense. I just think it just credits how well those offenses, can play. So 53-45, high scoring. We'll probably see those teams down the line playing each other in the playoffs. I'd like to see the rematch. All right, next game we had Crazy Work and TD Mafia going into overtime. Is this our first overtime game of the season?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. Low scoring, 21-20 TDM over Crazy Work. I took Crazy Work to win. Again, Crazy Work missing guys. Missing Jay Thomas. Missing Bobby. And that hurts. Not too deep. I saw a lot of late round picks getting a lot of playing time. So could be roster issues there. Just another week where you don't have most of your guys. One take I did notice on Crazy Work's side, in House's defense, it's tough when you have 5 receivers yelling at you every play that they're open during the play. It's hard to make your reads and it's hard to think straight. But that being said, I think you got to get Noel the ball a little more. Not force it to him, but drop plays up, get him open. That was my take on Crazy Work's offense. It just seemed to stall. Like they would have a lot of good plays, and then something would just stall, and then the drive would be over.
I did want to shout out too. We talked about Miggs being a good ref last week. This week he was out there doing everything. I mean, they threw a screen on one of their touchdowns that they threw the screen and there was 2 defenders out there and no one blocked either of them, and he made them both miss and scored. So he had a hell of a game.
Oh, he's a Swiss Army knife out there. The guy can throw. They have him throw.
Yep.
He can run. He can block. He plays great defense. I mean, it's a great pick. We all knew he was a good player. But now everybody's seeing it. He played really good that game. But on the TDM side of it, they looked like they had a full roster. And Kyle Gore threw pretty well for the most part. Didn't turn the ball over that much. I think he threw 1 pick. You want to go to Touchdown Mafia? Give me Kyle's scores. He actually played great on defense. Ton of flag grabs. It seemed like he was everywhere.
Yep.
Okay, who again?
Kyle Gore on Touchdown Mafia.
Yeah. So 21 for 28, 75% completion, 2 TDs, 1 interception.
And I believe he ran for a touchdown. I think
He did 2 rush attempts, 2 rush attempts, and a
rush touchdown. What do you have for defensive stats?
1 pass, 6 flag pulls, and 1 pass defense.
I think the 1 pass defense was in overtime to win the game.
All right.
Yep.
I think. Yeah, no. Shout out Kyle Gore, played great, honestly. He fought off a lot of blocks. He's a hard-nosed player. And to have that in your quarterback, it's good. DJ played good. It was a good game. I caught the second half live, and caught the first half through the video.
I think that last overtime that TDM ends up taking it. Noel picked the ball off, but they had an illegal rush.
Yeah.
Gave him a second opportunity, and then that's when they ended it.
And it didn't even look like the rush really affected the play. I don't think he pressured him. I think he came from the other side. It wasn't really. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a weird series of events. But TDM nonetheless getting the win. Crazy Work 0-2. TDM 1-1 now, correct? Yeah, they lost week 1, right? No, they.
TDM 1-1.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, we had T-Gods and Heartbreakers. I did take the Heartbreakers to win this, and they broke my heart and lost 47-41. You want to bring up
Who was it? T-God?
T-Gods. Now, I caught the first half of this. I didn't do the stats, so I didn't watch the rest of the game. Did you?
Yeah, I mean, I watched the film for sure. I got some stuff cooked up.
I will say, from the first half I watched, it seemed Junior played pretty perfect. I know he had some good stats, rushing touchdown. He looked good out there.
Yeah, their offense looks great. They were spreading the ball all over the place. A mixture of all kinds of stuff. Screens, running the ball, passing the ball well. It was well balanced. I think the Heartbreakers kind of had a case of the drops in the first half. So that's tough to build off that. There was a crazy play. Did you see? What do you think about the Cheeks thing? Did you see that with the strip six, basically?
No, I haven't. If
So
that
they
was second half,
called-
I didn't see it.
Okay, so they called a flag guard on Cheeks, and he just kind of stopped running, stayed in bounds. They was arguing with the refs, and Bonish threw the flag, and Corey just took it out of his hands and took it to the house. So that was a little crazy.
So they threw the flag for the flag guarding.
Yep.
He saw.
Play continues.
Cheeks saw the flag.
I don't know if he saw it or heard people yelling it, but he just stopped, didn't go out of bounds, just like was standing a yard or two from the sideline, stayed in bounds.
And he was arguing with the ref, or no? He was just standing there.
He was kind of just standing there.
So the play was live. Corey heads up, came over, took the ball. And
Yeah, but he took it, ran like 2/3 of the way down the field, stopped. People were arguing, ran a couple more yards, stopped. People were still arguing, and then finally people were just telling him just go score and like get it figured out after that. So it was interesting for sure.
What was the final ruling there?
Oh, the touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was still in play.
Yeah. All right.
So I agreed with the call.
I wonder what Junior's take on this is. I'm sure he blew up. Maybe that's why the game went 10 minutes later than the other one.
He was kind of arguing like that the refs were on the field, so it kind of like simulated that the play was over. But I think being there, he admitted the whistle wasn't blown, so it was kind of like ticky tacky, like what are you gonna do type
Right.
of deal.
Yeah. Now, good heads up play. Cutter just said good heads
Yeah.
up play by a rookie.
I agree.
You're not wrong. So, T Gods going to 2-0. Heartbreakers going to 0-2.
This is a good message from Pat here too. Can you actually rip it out of someone's hands? I mean,
Yes, I think you can.
I don't know.
If-
Isn't it
I mean,
a
I've
one
seen it.
swipe? I don't. That's another thing I didn't think about.
Yeah, I think you can. Depends, I guess.
Yeah,
That'd be
I don't know.
above a question, but
Yeah.
I feel like you can. I don't think it's one of those. I think it's got to be a fluid motion. If you can't get it out, then
Yeah,
I don't know.
think you can stand there ripping it like 3 or 4 times, but he just cleanly just took it out of his hands. So
Dome in Lauzo saying no, or thought you couldn't.
I don't know. It's tough now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
really know how that works.
We'd have to have Bova.
Also, I think Heartbreakers had another clock management end of the game scenario.
Really?
Yeah, they saved their timeouts basically in case they scored to have after the onside kick. What are your thoughts on that? Or I don't think they ended up scoring. So their last possession
Yeah.
didn't use the timeouts
Yeah.
and thought that if we score and then get the onside, we'll have 2 timeouts.
Are you sure they weren't doing it to score, get the onside? If you don't get the onside, you have timeouts to burn to get a
Defense.
stop, which we will allude to in next game because
Yeah.
I mean, my theory. Context is king with this, so I'm not really sure. I don't know how much time there was. I don't know. I know Corey's a smart football player, so if there was a strategy there, I'm sure.
I think Nick kind of, when I talked to him after the game, made it seem like they kind of botched it, and Ben's in here saying that he did botch back-to-back games. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm using the timeouts and making sure we score first. I don't know. That's just me. But I made a clock management mistake last year, so I guess it's anybody's preference on what they want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I'd have to hear it from Nick, and I really don't want to hear anything from him. So, T-God's 2-0. Good job, Junior. You're the man, buddy. It looks like you may have turned a new leaf.
He didn't let me down, so I appreciate that.
All right. We had Los Amigos and Spartans. I believe we both picked Spartans. See, I should have did what you did and not pick my own game.
Yeah. See, I watched it if you want me to
Yeah, go ahead.
talk about it. So what, you guys started down 13-0.
Pretty early after
fumble on the first drive, I think.
the Biggie fumble.
Biggie
yeah.
fumble right away, down 13-0. Are you a lockdown corner?
No.
So you played some corner out there.
Listen, I alluded to that before the season even started. I said I might have to play some defense.
And then you guys had another tough break. I think, was it AK? Tip past the AK that got picked off by Mark Perry.
It wasn't just tipped. It was
Hit him
off
in the
his chest.
right? Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
now I
thing just
remember it.
hung up there and then fell to Mark Perry. I didn't even look like anybody jumped for the ball. It was funny.
I think no Matt Shannon there, and you guys still pulled it off. That's impressive. But I did notice you found a new number one target. So hopefully Matt's not upset about that. I think you had 9. John Garcia with 9
First,
catches.
John
a
Garcia
touchdown
did
and
not
2
lead
extra
the team.
points.
All right.
I mean, hey, that's just what I saw. That's what I wrote down. So, John, any thoughts on that in the comments? New number one target?
He's not my number one target. You know how painful it was to throw him the ball? I was even watching the video getting mad at myself.
I don't know. It didn't look too painful, man. It looked like there was chemistry there.
Phew. Yeah, there is, for sure. But no, I mean, listen, John played good. I mean, someone told me he's a good blocker. He's an awful blocker. So I got to rely on his skills. Good.
He thinks he led the team in catches, too.
I think
he did.
not this game. He might overall
Ooh.
somehow. Yeah, pull up the stats.
Sounds like number one target to me, but that's... Hey.
I mean, he's the biggest target. Maybe he should get more targets.
What team is it again? Los Amigos?
Yeah.
Garcia. He had like 20 receptions for 20 targets and like 6 touchdowns and all that.
He had what?
He
Say
had,
that
like, 20 for 20, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, he's 9 for 10 with 1 receiving touchdown.
Yeah, this week,
2
right?
extra points.
2 extra points.
Yeah.
What was he? How many targets did he have last week?
5.
5 targets?
Yeah.
So he's got 14 targets?
He doubled his targets and
Yeah, how many times did I throw to Derek this game?
like 2.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like 15.
15? All right. So
You-
Derek's already beating him in one game?
Yeah, you-
All right.
you spread the-
At
you
least I'm
spread-
not that crazy.
Well, at least he was there both weeks, you know. Shout out my guy John
True.
Garcia.
Well, now you guys are boys.
Yeah, we're boys now. You pushed us there.
Before I know it, John Garcia would be producing the show.
You pushed us there.
I want to hear your thoughts on something real
You
quick.
spread
Yeah.
the ball. You spread the ball around a lot.
So how do you feel about people not running the right routes?
No. Like, they're going to say I freaked out at John Garcia. It wasn't because he didn't run the route. He was trying to be fucking sneaky and do Bush League bullshit and didn't let me know he was going to do it. And I just don't play that game.
John has a comment. Guy, give Ben a raise.
Yeah, I'll double his pay tomorrow.
Wait, you guys are getting paid?
Yeah.
Steve is.
Yeah, no, it's John. He did this thing where he acted like he was going off, getting off, stopped, and I'm in the huddle. I'm like, all right, wait a minute. I go, we don't have 6. Hold, quiet. They're like, John Garcia's down the sidelines. Nobody's gonna see him. I'm like, nobody's gonna see that dude. You guys cooked. And I'm like, I drop a play, and they're like, oh, you gonna throw it to John? I go, no. So I don't know what the fuck John was doing. And then he yelled at me for not throwing it to him, and I told him to fuck off. I said, no, we don't do that shit. If you're gonna do it, at least tell me you're gonna do it. But we didn't need to.
Yeah.
And look what happened last game when I tried to go long to him. He fucking tipped it up to a team with 4 guys and gave him a free pick.
That's fair.
So
That's a fair point.
No one saw you. Relax, John. It's not a dating website. Somebody saw you here. I promise you that. But I mean, to get back to the game,
Yeah,
at
my
least.
bad, my bad.
No, you're good. It was a good game. Spartans, that offense It was very good. Their defense is good too. Like I know some people giving them a hard time, but nothing was really easy. You know, we had to attack. You know, basically all I can. I did have to spread the ball around. I did need to keep that defense guessing on who I wanted to go to, and on top of, you know, basically my best skilled receiver out there is throwing up half the game, so I did have to get other guys in there. But I mean, the chemistry with Biggie and I have always been there.
John was throwing up half the game.
Yeah. The chemistry with me and Biggie has always been there. I love playing with him. Leo, I believe this is like the first time I've ever thrown to Leo, so getting on the same page with him. But no, it was a fun game. It was a good game, and so this is why I alluded to the 2 timeouts. We saved our timeouts. We were about 150 when we scored, and we went for the onside. Now my theory was, well, if I save those timeouts, which I didn't want to burn before then, if I save them, and we chances are we finally get a stop, because we really didn't get a stop all game, and we designed a play to try to attack the middle on the onsides,
yep.
And if I was hoping, and I even said it, I go, hopefully they pick it, and or we get stopped short of the first, because I believe wherever it gets stopped, that's where they start. Or if it's an interception, it's where they get it.
Yeah, yep.
So I said, you know, hopefully we get stopped before the first, or we get the first. Obviously, that was the goal. But I'm like, if it doesn't, if they get the pick, there's a good chance we're going to get the ball back if they get in front of the first down. And they did. Luis picked it and got it like 5 yards in front of the first. And people are going to give Jimmy a hard time. They basically started with a minute and 45. He tried to go short to get, you know, just the clock was going to start and roll anyways. So he went short. They dropped it. He had to get another play off because he had to get it off at like 1:10 or something. And they got another play. No matter really what happened, it was only 10 seconds. So we got the 1 minute warning. Third down, and we still had 2 timeouts. His next play, just incomplete pass, had a guy he thought was open over the middle, and AK almost picked it. So, yeah, maybe Jimmy blamed on some contact, but they really weren't calling that type of contact all game. So it kind of was with the flow of the game.
Yep.
So if you want to knock Jimmy, it's maybe that play. Could have did something else or got the time moving and forced us to use the timeout. But he needed yards there because it was 3rd and long. They were only like 5 yards over the first. So then it became a 4th and long scenario, and then he just tried jump balling with Chad, and it didn't work out. So, yeah, we got the ball back. We drove down, and, you know, if you took the betting line that Rampage Jackson would be scoring the game-winning touchdown, you made money.
I have another question.
Sure.
If you are playing against yourself here, play call-wise, are you not throwing, like, a jump ball to Chad on your side? Because I didn't see them really try that.
So, you know, and it's funny because I watched the live. I came in to play some defense because guys were getting sick and shit, whatever.
Yeah.
Even in the live, they're like, "Oh, Steve just came in. Go at him," which I had strategically not gone on the side Chad was last time, so I just figured, okay. We made that adjustment. Like, we were coming together, and wherever they sent Chad and...
Oh, okay, you were flipping.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And
it seemed to me from watching from the side that you were on the offense's right side for most of it, and I was sitting there, like, asking myself, why is Chad not over there? But if you guys are flipping, then that negates it.
We were flipping a lot. There might have been one time that I was on Chad's side, but the specific defense we were running, I was jumping the short. Someone was coming over my top no matter what.
Okay.
So we wanted them to think maybe they have that jump. Mm-hmm. So the safety could come right over. Jimmy would see me just step up and think he had it and throw it.
Yep.
So we were trying to do a lot of baiting.
Yep.
And Jimmy didn't really take the bait, you know, or it just didn't work out. Jimmy was either smarter or his own game plan was coincidentally beating ours. So.
Okay. And what's the scenario here with the points being confused? Because I heard it in the live, but I didn't go back and watch the whole game.
They misconstrued. Somebody thought Jason Gagne got a touchdown when he didn't.
Okay.
It was in their heads that Jason Gagne got a touchdown.
Okay.
and they went to the sidelines after the game, and they were adding up their touchdowns. Like, wait, that doesn't make sense. So Bova actually said, if you can prove on the live that you guys had those touchdowns, we're going to change the score.
After the fact?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's the right move. I mean, it kind of is, and I wouldn't have fought it. It just kind of would have sucked.
Yeah, it would suck for sure.
But I did joke. I go, no, I got to watch the live first. I don't want to see any video editing. All of a sudden,
Yeah, I mean, because then maybe you call it a little different, knowing you're down 2 scores or whatever the case is. Like, it changes the whole game.
Right.
If you know you're chasing a 2-score lead or not. So it's tough to go and change it, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it would have sucked, but I would have felt bad. I would have felt bad if they actually did beat us and they don't get the win. So I would have okayed it. It would have sucked, but all right. So Los Amigos 2-0. You think it's a big surprise?
I
think so.
I think a lot of people were doubting you guys. I think I did too. So, I mean, big ups to you guys over there.
Yeah, I mean, again, you can't really count the first game. And, this game, I think we skated away. I think we got lucky. I think they should have beat us, in my opinion. But I'll give the team credit. We fought. Everybody played their positions the best they could have. And nobody ever gave up. We weren't fighting with each other, except John Garcia and I, but that's a whole nother thing. But, yeah, we'll see. I think the next couple of weeks we'll really tell how we'll do.
Yeah.
So. We had OVO and Air Raiders. I didn't get to catch any of this, but OVO getting the win 60-40. Did you watch any of this?
I think I watched the first half, but I don't think I wrote anything down. Let me think about. So I know that OVO started no Hoseby, got caught up at work.
Yep.
So Kenny was throwing. I think he threw maybe 1 touchdown, 1 pick. And he seemed like he was doing pretty solid. But it seemed like once Hoseby came in, I think, so he didn't play, I don't know, Dome will probably correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he played the first 2 drives on offense. And he ended up with 7 touchdowns, threw 85%, still had 2 picks and 3 extra points, which is a pretty solid stat line for not playing the whole game. So he continued what he was doing. I didn't see the turnovers, so I can't really comment on that.
Walter's saying they didn't score first half. Yeah, I think it's a tale of 2 different halves, right? Like OVO.
Yeah. Oh, and they also second half, I don't know when exactly, but Bonish played, and I think he put up like 40 points or something like that.
Yeah, let's see Bonish's stats here for Air Raiders. Let's go to glasses
This
here.
could be huge because that's what I talked about it last week. I wanted to see Curtis at receiver, and it seemed like they had some. I mean, you have Curtis, Yim, and Walter as targets out there. Pretty solid lineup. So that's what I was looking forward to see. Didn't know Bonish was hurt, but it seems like he battled through it and brought them back into the game.
Yeah, who did you say Curtis threw first?
Curtis, yeah.
Yeah, he was 5 for 14. Then Bonish came in 24 for 34, 70.6% completion rating, and 6 touchdowns, no interceptions.
So 6 touchdowns and a half.
Who was this, Bonish? Yeah.
Bonish, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it just high scoring, second half, back and forth, like quick scores?
I didn't watch the second half.
To score 6.5, you need maybe a turnover or 2 to help you. Not taking away from anything Bonish did. That's just a lot. 6 touchdowns in one game is good. I mean, 6 touchdowns and a half is nuts.
I think Hoseby threw 2 picks and Kenny threw a pick, so they had some turnovers for sure.
Walter says they did a lot of no huddle. So, yeah, that could help.
Yeah.
No huddle second half.
I mean, dude, I don't know how you feel, but putting up 40 points, going no huddle, not calling plays, that seems pretty crazy. That's crazy.
That's
Lazo says he just knows how to read receivers. Which, yeah.
he didn't have a crazy completion percentage either. Like, I mean,
You don't necessarily need to.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's very, what made the most of what connected.
So we'll see.
Do you
Bonish.
think if Bonish plays that whole game, it's a different outcome?
I mean, I didn't watch the whole game, so I can't really
Yeah.
put my 2 cents in. But I mean, if you put up 40 and a half, was OVO playing some later round picks when they were up big?
Yeah.
I didn't see the
there's
second half. So
there's a lot of context to that to see. Yeah, for
I'd
sure.
have to watch the whole thing.
What is wrong with Bonish? And I know he's going to be back for playoffs. That's what I heard.
Well,
At
buddy,
least.
apparently he's back now.
But I think
Meniscus, I
from
think,
what I heard, he's
heard.
got to get surgery, and he's not getting the addictomy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's meniscus. I don't know too much about
Yeah,
it. But
I mean, if it's a meniscus, yeah, sometimes
Ben
that's.
says torn
Kyle says,
meniscus.
yeah, it's just
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Someone
I was
says
at-
2 to 4 weeks, Steve,
Yeah. So 2 to 4 weeks, I'd say.
after the surgery.
Yeah.
We're talking timeline. All right.
Yeah.
You know when
So
surgery is?
I, from what I thought I heard, I thought I read somewhere, it's soon, like real
Okay.
soon. Like he should be back for playoffs.
Is that a full surgery? Is that like just kind of a procedure? for something like
Meniscus,
that?
I don't. It's not that bad anymore.
Yeah.
They get it quick.
So I feel like I've heard of it in like the.
He should be
Gross.
walking in 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
After, it's just whether he can come back and play contact football.
Steve says surgery this week, and Lazu says that after the surgery, he played 3 weeks after the surgery in the playoffs. So,
Yeah, microscopic surgery. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
not very intrusive anymore.
Right on.
and also, I don't want to say, I want to put this out there. I'm not saying Curtis is a bad QB. For me, I was just looking forward to seeing him play a skill position.
Oh, for sure.
So I think he can still get the job done for sure. But adding another weapon and having Bonish back throwing, I think is huge to your offense.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you can have, I think he would work great in my offense. Just a drop back, a second option, somebody to,
Yeah.
and that's not to say he can't play quarterback, but it's just adding that dimension to the team. All right, OVO 2-0. No surprise there. We had Frieza Force and Blue Storm, which I did mark game of the week. Unfortunately, no Mike Howe.
Yeah.
Frieza Force getting the win, 54-33. You knew Mike Howe wasn't going to be there?
No, I said I also had that pinned as game of the week. So Mike Howell let me down.
Blue Storm played great. Jacobs came in threw well. Didn't do as well as Mike Howe would do, in my opinion. But he didn't do bad. He was probably a couple throws away from really making this a close game. I think the big factor is I think Blue Storm has a great defense. Frieza Force scored at will this game. Danny Dimes was on one, just playing really well. The whole team playing really well. He's got a lot of weapons there. Like I said at the beginning of the season, a lot of freelancing weapons. Yeba, Ivan. Woody's even a good receiver. Harmel,
Yeah.
He's got a lot of weapons there, and guys who can read off of defenses and beat defenses. And like I said, I feel if Danny Dimes is making the right reads, this offense is going to be absolutely nuts. And this game was an example of that.
I'm wondering, so did he put an extra coat of the tacky bar on this week, or what happened? or people mad at me for talking about the case of the drops? We'll find out more next week. But I didn't get to watch this game, so I don't know much about it.
No, it was a good game. Some highlights for Blue Storm. Ant played well, which he's going to play well. Quinn played great on defense. They did throw the ball a lot to Quinn. He had a lot of targets and not a lot of completions. He didn't have. I don't even think he had a drop. It was just a lot of in the dirt over his head, just trying to either force him the ball in bad scenarios. Quinn played good, played great defense. The Booten brothers did really good. Nobrega did very well on defense. They gave him a lot of runs that didn't seem to work out well. Couple drives stalled, like I said, that really could have put them in a lot closer in this game. But that was really kind of highlights. I know it's tough when you're missing your starting safety, your starting quarterback, and you might get down on yourself before the game, and Frieza Force comes out and scores early, and it's kind of a momentum shift. They didn't look like they gave up much, but you never know.
We're talking about first overall pick in the draft here.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a tough bid.
But both teams Frieza Force going 1-1, Blue Storm 0-2, which I do feel is a shocker. All right, Ben, you got week 3 schedule. I do. While Ben pulls that up,
Did you pick that? Did you take Storm?
I did take Storm.
Yeah, I did as well.
Yeah, I went 4-5 on the week.
I win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and
5 and 3.
5 and 3. Yeah, because I didn't pick mine.
That's 5 and 4.
Fair
I do
enough.
want to shout out the refs, Miggs, Bailey. A lot of those refs did a great job this week. Honestly, controlling the games, doing the best they could. There was a funny moment where I think it was Bova and Bailey. Nobody had the time for the game, so they had to go off the live, which was kind of funny. But no, shout out to the refs. They did a good job today on that field. I felt they did a great job on the other field. Dome was doing a good job for the one game he refed, I believe.
We had a Jay Charles sighting at the field that turned into him reffing a couple games.
Yeah, was that
Came down
planned?
to watch. No, I think he just came down to watch.
They asked
And
him
then
to
a couple games ran late, and he just kind of stepped in and got it done. So
Oh, he just filled in?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, but I think he ended up doing at least one full game.
Yeah. Find his way to ruin games, even when he's not in the league. All right, you got that schedule?
Yep, it's up.
All right. Ben, you want to grab me my notepad? Give me the blue one. Thanks. All right, what does that say? We got TDM and Frieza Force right off the rip. So the very good defense versus a very good offense. Stylistic matchup here.
I think I'm going Frieza here. Right, as long as they continue catching the ball, Dimes has been calling up some good plays. I mean, 54 points is solid against a pretty solid defense. Granted, they were down their safety, but I think how many points did TDM put up this week?
21. 20, and then overtime, the extra point.
So a little low scoring offense versus a high scoring offense. I think I'm just gonna go with Frieza.
Yeah, I'm going Frieza too. I think the X factor here really is TDM's offense. Not to take away from crazy work, but you only scored 20 points a team that is missing 2 of their better defenders. I think that crazy work fully loaded has 6 great defenders. Will have a great defense there, but they have to be there. And TDM only put 20 points on them. I think Frieza Force has a good defense, but they're definitely going to need to score more than 20 to win here because they're not going to be able to keep Frieza off the scoreboard as well.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
I'm taking Frieza. All right, Ben. You still got it up there? Never mind.
Yeah,
We got
I got it embedded.
OVO versus Wolfpack. This might be game of the week. Yeah.
Game of the
Gotta
week.
be.
This is 2-2-0 teams here.
2-2-0. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go for
You
it.
went first last time.
Yeah.
I'm going Wolfpack. In Jordan Perdermo, I trust. Now, he took advantage of some one-on-one matchups that I don't think he'll get as... I don't think those matchups are going to be as good as playing against OVO. I think if Jordan can keep the turnovers down, which he can if he really tries, I think they'll win this one by probably more than a score.
Ooh. It's a hot take. I like it. I think I'm also going to go Wolfpack. I don't know if it's going to be more than a score. I think it's going to be a tight, hard-fought game. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's definitely one I'm going to stay to watch or go early to watch.
Stay to watch, yeah.
Oh, first game, yeah, 8 o'clock. I mean, I'm going to try my best to get there to watch it live.
Well, your game is right after it, so.
No, I think ours got moved to noon. Somehow.
Oh, seriously?
I'm pretty sure.
Shit, I gotta go by the schedule I have here.
I mean, I think we're playing the same team now.
Spartans?
Yeah. Yeah, I got moved to noon. I don't really know why. But it was probably in the chat and I just overlooked it.
All right, well, either way, we'll go Colt 45, Spartans. Time is up in the air. You gonna be a chicken again, not pick?
No, I'll pick.
Oh.
I think we can pull this one off. I don't think it's going to be very close. I think we don't have the same matchups where Pat's going to go out and score 6 touchdowns and I'm going to have to feed some other people the ball. And, I mean, Chad's a great defender, so I don't think it's going to be a repeat of last week, but I think we'll get the job done.
Yeah, I'm taking Spartans in this one. 0-2. I think they need to win this game more than you guys. I think you guys are coming off a high. I don't think Pat has the jump ball success he does against somebody, that's named Chad. Spartans got a good offense. I think it's going to be high scoring. I think Spartans will end up pulling it out. Not that you guys can't win. If you guys win, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it'll be a close one for sure.
But I got to pick somebody.
Yeah.
And seems like when I pick against you, it motivates you. So we got T-God and Honey Badgers.
T-God. Ooh. I think I'm going to go T-God here. I hyped Vidge up week 1. Week 2, he played pretty well too, but I think Junior's offense is rolling right now. It's going to be a tough team to stop.
You going T-God?
T-God, yeah. I think also another close one. I don't think this is like going to get out of hand on either side here.
I'm going to pick against you this one. Going Honey Badgers. Just because I'm trying to ruin Junior's night of sleep tonight. No, I mean, Honey Badgers still putting up a lot of points in a loss. I think that defense is good. I think Vidge is actually a better quarterback than people expected him to be right off the rip, and I think he's only going to get better. And I'm not sure I see anybody on T-God stopping Greg. I like the matchups for Honey Badgers here. The T-God's offense is good. In my opinion, this is one of those games Junior throws a couple picks when he shouldn't.
Okay. Junior, don't let me down again, buddy.
Boston Busters and Los Amigos. Oh, boy.
I'm going Los Amigos. Right. I mean, I expressed it to Habs at the field, and I think you got to pick a guy and stick with it to get a cohesive offense. And I don't know if they're going to do that this week or what the deal is, but I think a quarterback with a lot of experience versus maybe a team who's unsure of who their quarterback is. I'm taking the experienced quarterback there.
I'm going Boston Busters.
Buddy, you're just going to
by a mile and a half
every week.
I mean, we couldn't stop the run game this game. That's kind of what they're doing over there. I think Javi's wants to punch a hole through my face. All the shit I've been talking about him.
Allegedly.
Who over there is going to cover John Garcia? That's my question.
their speed cone that they keep on the side of the road, that'll cover John Garcia.
Is it big enough?
No, I mean, I think, you know, Lauzo Sr. said a lot in the chat, and even in the, you know, other teams' comment. They have a lot of talent on the team. They're a good team. Nobody's going to take that away from them. Again, I think Habs and company puts it together a lot quicker than people think, you know, it might take them. Not that we're not going to come out and make it a good game. I just think we have adjustments to make on defense. If we just don't make them right, or if we're not making plays on defense, we're going to have a hard time winning. The offense isn't going to be able to bail the defense out every game. It's just not going to happen. All right. Unless I have to play defense. Then it's a whole different game. Entity Boom Mania.
Pat says, can't blame the kid. I want to punch a hole through Steve all the time.
Where are we? Entity Boom.
If Ovio wasn't playing Wolfpack here, this probably would be my game of the week.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that OVO Wolfpack is definitely game of the week, but I see what you're saying. I'm going Boom. They're just rolling on all cylinders right now. Entity, right, if they can keep their cool, stay engaged in the game, maybe get Shane involved on offense a little bit more, maybe they can pull it off. I mean, who's going to jump with Shane on a jump ball on Boom? Let me think. I mean, is it Riley playing safety? We'll see. That should be a good matchup, but I'm taking Boom.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of disagree with the getting Shane the ball more in just that statement. It's you can't force the ball to Shane. You have to get him the ball more in good plays.
In good situations, yeah, absolutely.
I alluded that there was a couple really good plays that just looked like nice design plays to get the ball to Shane, not like you're forcing it to him, and it turned out to be big plays. And I alluded to that on the live while I was doing it. Yeah, Entity's got to keep their head in the games for sure. I think Boomamania has been rolling. Offense is looking great. I just think this is probably the best defense they will have played up in the short season so far.
Also, a thing we didn't touch on is they didn't have Jason against us this weekend, which I think takes a little away from their run game, right? Like, obviously, that guy can block. So if they ground and pound, is Boom going to take on those blocks? We'll see. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be there, hopefully. But
yeah, Lauzo Sr. might be right. He's calling him the glue to the team. And yeah, I mean, he brings an intensity. He's a good teammate, level-headed guy, and he can do all the things you need a player to do. And you know, just getting that extra block or two, which you know he's going to win a lot of his matchups, just really helps get you those extra yards that really put you in the better positions. You also need Omar to not throw as many picks as he did. And listen, Omar's one of my favorite dudes around. I love the guy. I play with him. He had some bad turnovers, and he knows it. Like, there's no question in his mind. He'd take a lot of those throws back. There's no excuse. But he does have those games every now and then, which he just needs to somehow get a hold of those and keep them under wraps. But no, I think it'll be a good game. I'm still taking Boom Mania right now. Until somebody stops them, I'm probably going to keep picking them.
Yep, agreed.
As much as I want to see, it's like a team of dudes I hate.
Yeah.
Like, I love them, but I hate them. I don't want to see them win. All right, what do we got next?
Crazy Work Guardians, I think.
Crazy Work Guardians.
I'm gonna go crazy again. I think a lot of people projected. I know I projected, right, a crazy run game, physical. Maybe not airing the ball out as much. I think they get back to their roots and just ground and pound, screens, have house blocking. And I don't know if Guardians have the guy to do it. I know LaPointe was pissed we picked against them last week. Also, I saw Jacob get blocked by Ben this week. So, buddy, you got to step it up if you're going to be mad at us for picking against you.
Well, I mean, Ben's got, dad strength. It's hard. That wins every time.
So I'm going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we got to remember, we don't know the certainty of Ben Jacob's hand.
Oh, yeah. What's that about? I heard you mention it earlier. I didn't know anything about it.
I mean, there was a lot of comments, jokes, maybe. I don't really know what he hit it on, but there was a picture of his hand. It was swollen up like a friggin' softball.
Oh, okay. Who's their second quarterback if he can't go?
Probably Finn. I honestly have no idea.
To see it. Love to see it.
I would too. But I'm gonna take crazy work here, barring they have their whole team.
That's
there's a couple, and I know we gotta pick, but if they have their whole team there, I think they win this game, especially with Jacob being hurt. Even if he's playing, your hand can't look comfortable. You're gonna throw some bad balls. You're probably gonna throw some picks. It won't be accurate. I don't know the extent of it. I don't know if it was a joke or not, but there was a real pitcher. But I think House plays a little better offensively this game. I think his team, they want to win. They're competitors, and they're going to look at, what did we do wrong, and go from there. I think they'll play a better game there. I think this is their bounce back game. And Beer Hunters and Heartbreakers.
You want first shot this time?
Yeah, I'm going Beer Hunters.
I tend to agree here.
I mean, if Eric can, not throw as well, but if he's somewhere in the realm of playing as well as he did this week, I mean, he's got the weapons. I've said it. That's going to be a tough team to stop, and their defense is only going to get better each week. With Lauza running the show, and they just know how to play defense. He knows how to prepare for it. He makes adjustments better than I think any defensive captain in the league. Corey's going to be a hard quarterback to contain, but I'm sure he already has a game plan for it, and I think they'll win that matchup more often. So I'm taking Beer Hunters.
I think so. Yes, I'm going Beer Hunters for sure. I think I've felt a little let down. I thought Heartbreakers had a pretty solid roster. I thought they were going to do pretty well. This time management stuff, we got to get it fixed, fellas. So I'm going to leave it at that.
No offense to Nick, but shouldn't somebody on that team with experience take over at that point in time? Nick's a young dude. I love Nick. Probably a good captain, and that good captains are hard to come by. But at that point in time, like I love AK, but he lets me run the show. With timeouts and play. Time management. And I think AK just trusts me and knows the experience, and I've probably seen a scenario or two that we're going to experience. At that point in time, I don't know why Nick is in charge of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't think there's an issue with being a captain and having the faith in someone else on your team with maybe a little more experience,
that's what a captain does.
Management wise, I think that's nothing to be frowned upon. I mean, I wish last year I didn't go onside in a game that I should have, and I wish I had somebody just like, hey, buddy, why aren't you doing this? So, I don't know. I hope they get it together. But yeah, I'm going Beer Hunters for sure.
We got Air Raiders and Blue Storm.
So what's the? Does anybody know what's up with Howe? Is he on like a 27th vacation, or is he back?
I don't know. There's some talk about replacing him with Jay Charles.
Ooh.
For some reason.
Ooh. That's new to me.
Dome had one of the best lines. He goes, "Can we just do it or not do it so we can stop talking about it? Because it is something that keeps coming up."
So what was Hal not able to make a bunch of games, or
Dome is saying this is Jay Charles' debut for Blue Storm?
is that official, or is that just Dome?
I don't know.
Dome, can I get a straight answer on that?
I don't even know if he's allowed to give you a straight answer.
And then another thing, like, is
He said
Bonish
no.
going to throw again?
No, I think Bonish is getting surgery
Oh,
Thursday.
this week. Oh,
Right.
shit.
Yeah, I'm taking Blue Storm regardless. I think
Even not knowing
Yeah,
who's going to be there?
Yeah, I think Blue Storm. They got the defense. Even with Lamar, they played pretty good offense. Whether he throws again, Mike Howe's there, Jay Charles there. I don't think it really matters this game.
Okay.
I think Blue Storm wins.
I think I'm going to go Air Raiders. I think I'm going to take something different than your choice here. I mean, I don't know. I'd like it a little bit better if Bonish is throwing, but like I said, I think Curtis can still get it done.
They for sure can. They have a good team. It just seems like it's just not working over there for them right now, for some reason.
It seemed like they took a little bit of my advice with the RPO with Ian, but I saw it on one play, so hopefully let's put a little more of that in. Like, I mean, Walter can block, obviously, one of the biggest guys in the league.
Walter's giving a bold prediction. They're winning, no doubt.
Okay. Let's go. I mean, I have faith in you, big dog.
Yeah, I mean, I like both teams. I've seen more out of Blue Storm this season, and I'm gonna take them for the win. So, what, we only disagree on like 2?
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have any comments, anything we want to talk about before we end the show here?
QBs of the week, players of the week, anything.
Well, they usually nominate them. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, they can
quarterbacks.
nominate them, but we can still put our input.
All right.
What we think, dude.
I don't want to sway any votes. I mean, I'm not,
Buddy, who actually listens to what we say?
Trust me, everybody. Well, I mean, for quarterbacks, it's either Domo or Junior. I mean, they have almost identical stats, which Junior brought some kind of a good thing up. If let's say you and I are
Oh, yeah, they do.
yeah, let's say you and I are the best quarterbacks of the week, and let's say we both have 8 touchdowns and no picks, or 7 touchdowns and 1 pick, or whatever. Those
Identical.
stats are identical.
Yep.
What's the next tiebreaker that somebody would give? That somebody should give us?
I hope it would be me for, like, better looking, but I couldn't give you a straight answer on what that is. It sucks because then it turns into maybe a popularity thing, and who knows who a little more. But I don't know what you really go off of from that. Maybe co-player of the week or co-QB of the week.
Well,
If it's identical, I mean, what are you going to do?
They've done co-players of the week, correct?
Yeah,
Before,
I think
like,
they did.
a couple times.
Which I think, in my opinion, that's the route you have to go. But
Really?
yeah, I mean, if we're talking, what, both 6 touchdowns, both a rushing touchdown, both 5 extra points. Domo threw 83%, Junior threw 84%. I mean, maybe the 1% better, I guess. That's the only difference I see.
What about the fact that Junior threw maybe twice as many passes? Do you think that's a positive or negative?
I don't know. That's, like I said, I don't know what the tiebreaker. So to
No, I'm
speak,
just asking
comes
your
down to.
personal opinion.
Oh, I mean,
He tried to make a bold statement that he had to stay consistent more because he threw twice as many passes. But when I threw a ton of passes, he discredited it. It's just funny how that works for Junior, whatever side of the fence he's on. But in this particular case, I tend to agree with him. Not to take anything away from Jordan. How do you punish a guy who finds a good matchup and gets 1 play touchdown?
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So it's tough to. I don't know if that's the next.
I mean, thank God we don't decide who wins.
Yeah, I mean, I think even nominations are tough sometimes, coming up with everybody to nominate. But to me, I don't think anybody holds a candle to those two this week for that.
Yeah, Steve suggests looking at defense, but we talked about this last week. I mean, my opinion is that has no effect on QB of the week. That's more player of the week type of stuff.
Yeah,
I can't agree with that.
Yeah, I'd be pissed if I lost quarterback, of the week because I don't play defense.
Walter said who threw more extra points, but that's the thing. They both threw 5. So
They both
it's
are
identical
tied.
stats, except for Junior's 1% more efficient.
Yeah, I mean, I think Walter is kind of right too. That probably should be that third tiebreaker because
Yeah.
again, if you and I are going head to head in a game and you have more extra points than me, it's almost like starting the game with a lead.
Yeah.
Because we could both score 6 touchdowns, but if you got more extra points, you guys win.
Yeah.
It's a pretty important part of the game. So, yeah, maybe. What about players of the week? I mean, I think there's only one. I mean, there's a couple good candidates for sure.
But
I think I
the stats for that. That's a little more time consuming than just looking at everybody's quarterback stats.
yeah.
That's hard to chase down.
Yeah, I think Champa had a good week. I think Cheeks had a good week. I mean, Derek had a good week, but I don't think anybody comes close to Pat.
Yeah, 10 catches, 6 tutties,
Yeah, the 6 touchdowns huge.
and a pick 2 that he pitched back to someone else so they could score. Pat Metcalf. I agree, Lazu.
Double hat trick on your ass.
Dome, what do you think, buddy? I want to know who from your team should be it.
Is that why you think he was laughing?
No, I just don't. I feel like Dome's always gonna go to bat for his guys, so I want to see what he thinks. But doesn't seem like he's getting back to me here.
Drake. Pat's the only answer.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I know Dome goes to bat for his guys, but I think it's within reason. When he has a case to make for his guys, he'll make that case.
Yeah.
Signs of a good leader.
Yeah, I was just giving him a little shit.
No, I
mean,
know.
I hoped that was his answer, but
You were hoping
you
he
never
was.
know. I also hoped it wasn't his
All of a sudden,
answer.
we're gonna hear, Tyler Shattuck should be.
Yeah.
He had fucking 7 catches, 3 touchdowns, and he mowed the lawn because his wife was gonna smack him if he didn't.
Oh shit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're on to week 3.
Well, one last comment. Steve said Dimes threw 8 touchdowns, but had 1 interception. What do we think about that? I want to see his. Hold on, let me check this real quick.
But Junior and Domo both threw 7, but ran 1, right?
No, 6 and 1.
Okay.
So 7 total. Let's see Dimes extra points. 3 extra points.
Yeah, maybe that was unfair for me to say that those 2 were the only ones. It was clear. I'm still giving it to one of them over Dimes because of the
No interceptions.
the no interceptions. Dimes throwing the pick, and trust me, I thought Dimes threw great. But when do you start factoring certain things of the game? Blue Storm now missing their starting safety. That's a big deal in the past game. Yeah, it's tough. It's hard to take away from Dimes because Mike Howe's not there because it's his fault. You still got to play against the people you got to play against. But yeah, I think because of the pick and how big turnovers are in this league.
Yeah, I agree. I tend to agree there.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks for showing up again. I appreciate it. You're more consistent now than Jay Charles has ever been for the show. So, way better host.
Allegedly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you got any questions, anything, reach out. Remember, Flip the Birds 4-on-4 tournament, the Bedford Draft League. If you guys want to get in, let me know. You want to be quarterback for that, or you want to play center for me? You're gonna run flies and corners.
Like I said for the draft, I'll do whatever somebody drafts me as. That's what I said for this league. That's what people want me to throw. I'll throw. If people want me to snap, I'll snap. If people want me to turn into Connor Metcalf, I will. So,
All right.
but I'm in for the tourney for sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you Sunday, and then we'll see you back on the show next Tuesday. Good night, Grace.
Yeah. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, you is looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Someone said that I was up next. I said I'm up now with no mean of disrespect. I don't be at the gym.